Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I hope your day is going well so far. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face using one brand. I've been talking about doing it with this specific brand for quite a while now. It's Laura Mercier. I don't know why I haven't done it yet because Laura Mercier is easily in my top 3 favorite brands, possibly even #1, which is crazy to say just because I have a ton of different brands in my collection, but I feel like her brand is just very age appropriate for like all ages. You know, some brands really cater to a certain demographic just because their packaging could be really like childlike or their colors are just like too much. Not saying that there's any rules or restrictions, but not everybody wants to wear like just blue eyeshadow and chunky glitter eyeshadows. You know what I mean? Or like metallic lips. Laura Mercier products just seem to be very like timeless and classic, and they are just, I don't know, I just feel like it suits pretty much anyone and everyone. She makes great complexion products, eye products. I just love her brand. I honestly didn't realize how many of her products that I use just in my day-to-day routine, from her foundations to lip products. I've been raving about her lip liners for months now, but yeah, this is the look that we're creating today. Something really super easy, simple, and basic. I went again with no lashes. A lot of you guys were saying that you want to see more looks with no lashes, even though I have like no eyelashes. But yeah, thanks so much for being here today, and let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. I do already have moisturizer and SPF, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in with primer. I really wish I would have remembered a clip or a headband. I'm sure you do too, because I know people hate when I touch my hair. So for my primer, I always like to go in with a concoction. It's very rare that I just go in and use one primer. I don't know what it is, but I like to go in with something blurring, and then I like to go in with something illuminating, so that's what we're doing today. Laura Mercier recently repackaged her primers and came out with a few other formulas. Before, it was just like in the classic, it was a different font. They kind of like remarketed and did like a more sleek font, but the primers are still just as good as ever. So what I like to do is go in with either illuminating or hydrating all over my face, just because anything that adds dewiness and glow, things are okay over here, I love. So this one is a very thin formula. It's not overly thick or like creamy. There's no blurring quality or anything. It just feels hydrating and very, very glowy on the skin. Okay, I can't do this. I have to get a headband. Wait, let me put this dollop on my 5 head first. Okay, there we go. If you don't like to prime, I know there's some people that skip primer, and that's just so bizarre to me because primer is definitely a must for me. I can skip out on eye primer, but face primer I have to have. But if you're still wanting something glowy on the skin, but you don't like to go in with primer, you could still purchase this primer or anything that's illuminating like this and just add a tiny little drop into your foundation and you'll get the same effect. Now I like to go in with the blurring, just to go in and really blur those pores. So this one is a little bit thicker, but it's silicone free. So it's still not as like thick or just that weird slippy feeling that you get from the like Smashbox primers or Benefit Professional. So what I like to do is really concentrate this right here on the sides of my nose where I have larger pores, and then I'll just kind of bring out the excess out here, just because I do know I'm going to go in with a highlighter later. And if I blur the pores now, then it won't emphasize the texture quite as much. Now, I do have 2 Laura Mercier palettes that I've had forever and I absolutely love, but another standout eye product for me, I'm having like a hard time with words today. Caviar eye sticks have been a forever favorite. Cocoa and Tuxedo and Rush are some of my all-time favorites, but they recently expanded the line and launched a few more colors, and there's some really fun pops of color in here. I feel like I just recently wore blue eyeshadow though, so I might save those for another video. The shade that really caught my eye is called Sienna. It's just this beautiful like coppery orange. Only downside is I have not cleaned my makeup brushes as of lately, and all of my favorite brushes for blending these Caviar sticks are pretty dirty. I'm just going to apply this, I think, all over. These are so creamy. They allow you to blend them out, but once they set, they stay in place for a long time. So if you're someone who has like long office hours, or you notice a lot of your eyeshadows, powder eyeshadows especially, don't last on your eyes a long time, or they crease or just smudge all over the place, I would highly recommend these Caviar sticks. I can go in with cocoa and apply that all over my lower lash line, even on my waterline, and it stays on the eyes all day. It's such a great formula. I know a lot of people do like them, but I still feel like for the most part, they're pretty underrated. I can think of maybe like 2 other people that I really hear rave about them all the time. Shelby Wilson absolutely loves these. I know my friend Laura really likes them too, but other than that, I don't hear too many people talk about them, and I don't know why, because they are so good and such easy products to use. So let's just start off with a light wash all over the eye. I think I want to pull it up even more, or let's take a little bit of Sunrise. Is really pretty. It's like a soft coral. There's still shimmer in it though, but I'm totally okay with that. Okay, so I'm just going to take that and kind of blend it upwards a bit more. I'm going to go in with one more layer of sienna, just all over the lid. I do want to go in just with a little bit of cocoa. This is probably my favorite. Cocoa and tuxedo I get so much use out of. And with cocoa, I'm just going to go very lightly right here on the outer corner. And then I like to take a smaller brush. This is a Morphe MB27. Is there anything on it? And just lightly kind of flick this out and bring it in. We're not really going in for like a full-on defined wing, more of just a soft diffuse wing. So what I decided to do instead of going in with the foundation today, and it's nothing against the foundation because the Flawless Illuminating Foundation is in fact one of my favorite foundations of all time. P.S. I did just film a foundation declutter. If you are interested in that, I'll go ahead and link it up above. But for today, I actually decided to go in and do a mixture of the tinted moisturizers. So I have the classic in 3W1 Bisque and then the Tinted Moisturizer Illuminating formula in Natural Radiance. So I'm just gonna go in and take a mixture of these two, and then just to add a little bit more coverage, I think I'll just do some heavier concealing since I'm not going in with a foundation. Now, if you're looking for a great formula just to wear on like a day-to-day basis, if you're going out and running errands, or if you're someone who likes to wear something to the gym but you don't need like full coverage, this is a great product because it does a great job of just not only adding hydration to your face, but it just evens out your complexion without making you feel like heavy or cakey. It has decent, I mean, like light medium coverage. You can kind of build it up. Even though I already did go in with some of the Illuminating Primer on my base, I'm actually going to add just a tiny bit into the Tinted Moisturizer combo just because it gives your skin such a beautiful glow. I love the combo so much. And then begin swiping it all over the face. I'm just going to go in with the e.l.f. sponge for today just because it's been my go-to lately. This is a little bit darker than the rest of me, but it's the only shade that I have right now, so we're just gonna make it work because guess what? I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying home all day, so no one will see my makeup line except for Keegan and Landon, and they can get over it. If you're someone who likes to apply your makeup with your hands, this is really easy just to blend in all over the face with your hands, but I just like the feeling of the sponge on my face. For concealer, we're gonna go in, I think with a mixture of 2N and 3N of the Flawless Fusion. If you have drier under eyes, this is a great formula. You don't get quite as much coverage from this one as you do with like Tarte Shape Tape or Too Faced Born This Way. I know I talk about that concealer all the time, I'm sorry. But the hydration is really nice. It does still have really good coverage. If you wanted extra coverage, you could definitely go in with a second layer, but I think after one and some powder, I'll be good to go. I've had people ask me how this compares to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I don't know what it is about that concealer. I've just never really been a fan of it. I did use it a few days ago and it wasn't as bad as I remembered. I've used it with like just my fingers, just a sponge, just a brush, and I just don't like it as much as I do my other concealers. It's all just personal preference. But this one I highly recommend. Like I said, especially if you have dry under eyes, I think you would really like it. It's one that just feels really light under there. Now to set this, I'm actually gonna go in with a mixture of the classic Laura Mercier translucent powder, as well as just like a small dusting of the Secret Brightening Powder. Both of these on their own are fine, but something about this mixture I just find to be really smoothing and brightening on my under eyes. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of shake it up. I definitely put way too much in there, but that's okay. Shake it up into the lid and then just bounce some right onto my sponge. I'm really only gonna use this on my under eyes and I think my smile lines. For the rest of my face, I'm just gonna go in with a really light dusting of a different powder. For the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with the Candleglow Sheer Perfecting Powder. I have mine in shade 1, and then I have shade 5 and 6 that I really like to use as bronzer as well. If you've ever used the Hourglass ambient powders, it's kind of the same effect. What's another? Oh, the Too Faced, I feel like I've mentioned this powder over and over again, the powder and the concealer. I had done an entire review of those new like highlighting trios. The soft focus powder in there, this gives that same effect where it just gives your skin this really nice soft focus glow, and it somehow just helps blur out any fine lines or pores. So right now I'm just using shade 1, and I'm just lightly going over my face, especially right here, because I've talked about this plenty of times, but just from like putting your hands on your face or your phone, I feel like my face slowly eats my makeup. For bronzer, we have the Matte Radiance Baked Powder. This is in Bronze 03. This one though, it's pretty, but it's very, very light. So I would say light to medium skin, this would work for you. I actually prefer using the Candleglow in shade 5 though. In shade 5 and 6, they just have this really nice warm richness to them that really give your skin such a beautiful glow, because it still gives that really nice soft focus quality. I feel like my brow bones look really white. For blush, I was between a Fresco or Peach, but since I want to go in with highlighter, I think we are going to use Peach today. Peach, Fresco, Strawberry is really pretty if you're just like into pinks. What's the other color? Sangria is a beautiful deeper pink, but Peach is such a pretty soft peachy coral. I just want to go in with a tiny bit of this. This is just the Smashbox Buildable Cheek Brush. I love this one because it really diffuses out the color. If you're heavy-handed, I think this would be a good brush for you, just because it's one that's really soft and delicate, so you're not left with clown cheeks right away. Now for highlighters, I have a ton of different options down here. The Laura Mercier Face Illuminators, these are so beautiful. They just have this like silky sheet vibe to them. So I think I'm gonna start off with the shade Indiscretion. I don't think Laura Mercier has a setting spray, do they? That's like kind of the only thing that I'm missing. So starting off with Indiscretion, we're just gonna go in with a little bit just on the cheeks. And then just to add a little bit more warmth, I'm gonna go into Seduction. If you have a deeper complexion, this would be beautiful on you just because it has that really nice bronzy tone to it. I'm going in really light though. I'm actually just gonna go in on my waterline and just smudge some of this from my waterline down to my lower lash line. See what I mean? These just glide right on. Okay, now moving on to lip products. This part was a little bit hard for me just because she makes some amazing lip products. The Rouge Essential Lipsticks are incredible, like such a soft, pillowy, creamy formula. Her lip liners, absolutely love. Plumberry is one of my all-time favorite shades. The Intense Color lip crayons are great. Her glosses are great. So I don't know, I grabbed a few things, but for lips, I would say my top 2 lip liners are Plumberry without a doubt. I've gone through a whole one of these liners. Since I always use Plumberry, I think we'll go in with Hazelnut Tea today. I need to decide if I just want to do gloss or one of the lipsticks. Honestly, even just lip liner looks fine as is. These are so creamy, but still long wearing. They don't like slip right off the lips. Okay, so I really do like this gloss though. This is the Bare Blush Gloss. I don't know if all of these shades are carried at Sephora. I know some are sold on Nordstrom. They're on her site, but I'm not sure if these are still even on Ulta at all. But I'm gonna go in, not Ulta, Sephora, but Ulta does now carry Laura Mercier, which is exciting. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go with Bare Blush right on top. These definitely are more sheer glosses, but they're really comfortable. They're glossy without being sticky. Typically I go in with Plumberry and then either use Bare Baby, which is more of like a soft pink compared to the shade that we use today, or Cosmic. This is just a really pretty clear gloss with crushed micro shimmer, so it just makes your lips look extra plump and juicy. Love that one too. But anyways, here is today's look, something just really easy and simple. Let me know what you guys think of it down below. If you have yet to try out any products from Laura Mercier, I highly recommend her brand. I have yet to find something that I've just like really not liked. I guess the only thing that I can really think of is the Caviar mascara, but that's just personal preference because I'm someone who likes waterproof and something a little bit drier. If I had to recommend one product to start off with, I think the Caviar Eye Sticks. They're just such an easy, great formula. They're beginner friendly, something that you can really go in and blend out. It lasts all day on the lids, your eyelids. I also love her foundations. Honestly, I love everything. She just makes amazing products all around. Let me know what brand, sorry, I'm touching my hair. It's like falling in my mouth. Let me know what brand you guys would like to see next. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for hanging out. If you haven't already, I would love if you subscribe. That way you can be notified for any and all of my future uploads. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye.